As a licensed financial advisor and insurance agent, please note that the following information is of a general nature and may not be applicable to your specific financial circumstances. It is essential to understand that financial risk is always present and actual results may vary significantly from expectations.
Now that we're talking about accumulating the money, we have to see what affects that accumulation. Expected rate of inflation. Because how many of us know that when they were growing up, food was cheaper, transportation was cheaper, and healthcare, including education, was cheaper, right? So in this slide, we're saying that the expected annual inflation rate is 3.5% for food. So in other words, we're saying that the food prices are going to go up. We know that eggs went up a lot this year. Transportation. Funny story. I go to renew my tags, and in my state, they charge an extra $135 per registration year just because I drive an electric vehicle. Now, if that's not inflation, I don't know what else is. I live in the state of Maryland, and they said because the Bay Bridge fell down, they enacted that fee. I don't know if that's true. Maybe it's just them saying, hey, we're going to charge more money. They looked at the weight of my vehicle, and they looked at how much you actually should pay. Now, healthcare. We know that healthcare goes up as we get older. Why? Because it just does. A treatment back in the 70s from a doctor is a lot less than when it was in the 80s or 90s or 2000s. And now we're in 2025, about to be in 2026, right? So we know that healthcare prices are going to go up as we get older. It's called inflation, people. We then look at this chart here, and this chart kind of explains everything that I just said. Now, I remember when I was driving and I was 16, 15 years old. I remember when gas prices were, let's say 59 cents, 59, 69, 79 cents a gallon, right? When's the last time you seen that? Prices are, depending on what part of the country you're in, could be as little as $3 and a half to, if you're on the West Coast, maybe close to $10 or maybe $11, depending on what type of petrol or diesel or gas you actually use. We know that the cost of cars have went up. We know that the cost of a house has went up. Now, for some of you young people, you probably don't know this, but your parents can tell you their house probably cost them $70,000. That same house would cost them $300,000 or $400,000 today, right? So that's inflation. And we know that over time, between wars and oil embargoes and all type of different things that happen in our economy, right? Dealing with the GDP, the gross domestic product, we know that prices go up over time. Inflation, that GDP is a basket of goods, and that price goes up.